Hi, my name is Emily Moore. I'm a recent graduate from NYU with my master's in social work. Before that, I was at Northeastern University up in Boston. I studied psychology there, and while I was there, I had the opportunity to teach high school kids in a program called Peer Health Exchange. It was a program that was based around teaching public school kids about various health and wellness information so that they could better be equipped for relationships and just having the sort of appropriate sexual education that they wouldn't have otherwise gotten at school. Additionally, I have a little bit of other experience in English teaching. I did a 2-week community volunteer program in Kenya where we were building a school classroom for kids. The ages were about, I would say, 5 to 15 or 16. And while I was there, I did participate in some English teaching classes. So that's the background I have in English teaching. To start my story, I was thinking that I would tell the story of The Princess and the Pea. So, once upon a time, there was a prince, and he lived in these beautiful mountains with his mother and father, the king and the queen. And he was looking for a princess to marry and become his wife so that he could become king one day with a beautiful queen of his own. So he searched far and wide. He went all over the world searching for this perfect princess, And he couldn't find one. He couldn't find a real, authentic princess to bring home with him. So he traveled home feeling very sad and told his parents that he was not able to find a princess. So he's asleep one night, a couple days later, and there's a knock at the door. And it's a really, really stormy night. There's thunder and there's lightning, and it's really, really coming down outside. And so the king opens the door, and he sees a girl standing there, and she's in a gown, and there's water all over her, and she looks up and she smiles and she says, "I'm a princess. I'm a real princess, and I would love to become the prince's wife." And she comes into the house, and the king and queen say, "Okay, if you say you're a real princess, like you say you are, then we're going to test something." And so the queen goes to the princess's bedroom, and she puts a pea down on the mattress that the princess is going to sleep on, and then piles, not one, not two, but 20 mattresses on top of that one little tiny pea. So the princess goes to bed, and they all say goodnight, and the next morning they're sitting around breakfast, and the queen asks, "So, how did you sleep last night?" She asks this to the princess, and the princess says, "Oh, I slept horribly. I had this horrible hard thing sticking into my back, and I think it even gave me a bruise. It was such a horrible night's sleep." And as soon as the queen heard that, she said, "That is a real princess. If she felt that pea all the way underneath 20 mattresses, then she's the real princess." And that was the test that she gave the princess. And after that, the princess and the prince got married. They lived happily ever after, and they reigned those little mountains together for the rest of their lives. I hope that was a decent storytelling demo. I've never really done something like this before, but I am available via Skype to have an interview if that is necessary, and I'm always available by email, also by phone. So I'm really looking forward to hearing from you, and I am really excited to hopefully start working with you guys. Thanks.